Well, welcome back, everyone, to Sports Central. Jack here, filling in this week, and I have with us Cory Frederick, the founder and owner of Tyrant Wrestling out of Delaware, who will be having the Poseidon duels and open at the Advent Fieldhouse, April 23rd through 26th. How you doing today, Cory?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Jack.
So we'll start off with a little bit about the Poseidon duels. So if folks are going to come out, what are they going to expect there for an experience?
Well, I mean, our move over to Winter Haven's just been phenomenal. This will be our fourth year there. Working with Visit Central Florida has been amazing. I know Raylan's not there anymore, but she did an amazing job. And then I started working with Alex and Emily. And then Jen Burke and her staff at the Advent Fieldhouse have been wonderful. So, it's just a great location. It's central in Florida to people that live in Florida, but then for people that are coming in from out of town. And last year we had 21 states represented, right? So this year we'll have more. So people that are flying in from all over the country, they have, numerous airports that they can fly into. So, and then if they want to go, let's say to the parks, they can, but if they don't have to be around all that congestion. So it's just a great location overall. And it's just very warm and welcoming, but the facility itself has been great. We've been bursting at the seams the past couple of years. So we did make an adjustment this year, and we went from a 2-day tournament to a 4-day tournament, and we were able to spread the divisions out a little bit. So it should be a little bit more comfortable this year, although we have pretty much doubled in size as well. But we're excited. Like I said, every time we come back, and just the location, the weather, just everything, and the staff and the people that are greeting us. But it'll be good. It'll grow again, and we'll have more people represented from all over the country.
So, part of that growth has been the girls' side of the sport, which you've been in this you started coaching at 19, so you've been in this a long time. Tell us how that has affected the tournament side of things.
To be completely transparent, I would say from a tournament director's perspective, sometimes it's a challenge. We tried to provide opportunities. We were providing opportunities for girls for the dual team tournament at every single tournament. But there's only so many girls to go around, even though they're experiencing a lot of growth. We do offer a girls division, all of our individual tournaments. And again, we try to match them up as best we can. But what I will say is, because of the size of the facility and we were maxed out, we haven't had a girls division yet until this year. And they've been asking about it. But this year is the first year we had it, and we picked up 10 girls teams already. So, we went from 0 to 10, which is great. But they are, it's the fastest growing sport, and the girls, and look, kudos to the girls. When there's not opportunity strictly for the girls, then they'll jump on a boys team. And some of the best girls in the country, they will wrestle a girls and a boys division to be able to challenge themselves. So the girls have been amazing. We have a couple other tournaments where they really show up well. And they come from all over, but yeah, the girls have been growing rapidly.
So, wrestling is a unique sport where there is the physical aspect, but the mental aspect of it and the technique aspect of it really elevate it past maybe some of the others. Tell us about that aspect that it drew you to the sport.
Originally, I tried it once to the best of my memory. I think when I was in like 6th grade, I went to a local club, but it wasn't like a large or a well-organized club, and things were different back then, right? So I remember going to like a practice or two, and I didn't go back. It wasn't like you had to commit or sign up. So I tried it, didn't do it. But in 7th grade, the school that I went to, you had to play a sport. So I had never had the opportunity to play football, and I always wanted to play football. So I finally played football. I went out for wrestling instead of basketball. I played pickup games for basketball all the time. And then I had played baseball since I was 7 years old. But, originally it was just I had to pick something. So I wrestled. But I'll tell you, one, I was super competitive, and I hated relying on other people in team sports sometimes. And then 2, honestly, I probably had anger issues, and I needed to be able to channel that. And I was fortunate to have some amazing people in my life through the sport of wrestling. My middle school coach, my high school coach, and then really everybody between now and back when I competed. It's just an amazing sport, and it's like no other. But if you've ever wrestled, you're truly part of. There's a culture and like a brotherhood and now a sisterhood. But, I think it's just, I always say, like when I coach, that I think that wrestling isn't for everybody, but everybody should wrestle. And what I mean by that is, regardless of maybe what success you would have or whether you're really built to be the best wrestler or not, the characteristics that you're going to develop through that sport, the work ethic and the character and the integrity and just everything. And even though it's an individual sport, it's still, you're relying on each other. And there is a team component or aspect of it. So, sometimes I wonder, like, if I'd have stuck with baseball, where could I have been? There's certainly a lot more money in baseball. Not that I do this for money, right? But if you're thinking about, the opportunities as an athlete, but everything that I've gotten in life, my first corporate job, I was hired by a New Jersey state champion that wrestled for Rutgers. And he gave me an opportunity because he knew I could make weight and he knew what I went through in wrestling. And then also, and then now, like, just everything that, my life has afforded me really has been through the sport of wrestling one way or another.
It's a discipline. There's a whole different mindset to wrestling than any other sport. I don't think guys that haven't participated realize, and that's even when you're on a team and you have to wrestle against teammates to be the guy that's going to compete that weekend as the number one. There's all sorts of levels in that really do. You kind of quoted the training for life. Wrestling is training for life aspect of it.
Yeah, I just, I remember stories. Let's say my oldest boy, when he was playing baseball at a very young age, the coach is like, this kid's focus is amazing, right? Like, he's one of the only kids that's not picking dandelions, right? So, but, whether it's people that have ADHD or, attention deficit, or, maybe they're overweight, or maybe they were bullied, prior to, but, I just think regardless of what you look like, regardless of what, whether you're short, tall, fat, skinny, no matter what it may be, it gives you a certain level of confidence that you can do anything. And it starts at a very young age. And I just think, what wrestling does for you compared to anything else is just pretty amazing.
So you've seen a lot of growth in the elementary level. Is that a new phenomenon, a Florida phenomenon? Where is that coming from?
I feel like Florida is almost like an untapped market. There's a lot of wrestling down there, but it's not like Pennsylvania, let's say, right? So, but normally you might have more local type wrestlers that are there, and we have Florida kids that will travel, Florida teams, Florida wrestlers, coaches that will travel to our tournaments across the country. My goal originally was really to, you want to have, let's say, and I make these numbers up, but 20% Florida kids and 80% everywhere else. So, you want to bring the opportunity, the competition to them. So whether they travel or they don't, it's one less weekend they have to travel to get that competition. Or, if they're local and they haven't experienced, let's say, the travel sport aspect side of things yet, they get a little bit of a taste of that. So I think the wrestling's there. We're just bringing it to them. But, we have, because of the size of the facility, we had to limit our numbers before, and we had a waiting list. So, there's a great number of kids that are coming from Florida, especially in the individual tournament side of things. But we basically have doubled our numbers. Like, if I was to look at it from last year, we had 9 elementary, 4th grade and under. This year, we're at 16. We had elementary, 6th grade and under. We had 12. This year, we're at 18. Middle school, we had 12. This year, we're at 16. The high school side of things, we went from 24 to 40. And then girls, we went from 0 to 10. So, we just had, it was a different market for us as well. There just, some people had never heard of us, or they weren't used to that style or structure of a tournament. But, there certainly is some good wrestling in Florida. There's kids down there, they go to Tulsa Nationals and they go to NHSCA, and they're definitely hitting the Tyrant National Tournament. So there's a lot of opportunity down there, I think. And those kids are just looking for it.
I'm going to let you brag a little bit. So your tournaments are well known for being well-structured, keeping the mats moving, keeping people moving around as best as possible. Does that discipline come from wrestling itself, or did you learn that along the way?
I would say there's plenty of tournaments out there that aren't the most efficient, right? They're not well run, or maybe the budget's not there. Originally I was just coaching, right? I was coaching and running a tournament, but things were simpler back then. They were smaller. It wasn't on the internet. I had a paper, the team would finish, they'd give me their bout sheet. I'd tell them what mat to go to next. I think, I've been surrounded by a lot of really good people. Like, as a business owner, no matter what business I'm in, my goal is to hire people that are smarter than me, right? But I look at it like, I used to work at MBNA America. We got bought by Bank of America, but I worked at MBNA America, and I learned a lot there, in regards to business and culture and how to treat people. So I say, from a tournament side of things, I wear 3 hats. I'm a tournament director, I was a coach, and then I was a parent. And if I can do right by those 3 things, I think I can provide a superior product. So, we're never going to be short on money in regards to like investing back into our product. And it's all about the experience. We've been told we're the Chick-fil-A of wrestling tournaments. We've been told, matter of fact, somebody was talking about it in some other company, I forget the other day, but ultimately we want you to come in and have the best possible experience. But yes, we're extremely known for the high level of competition, along with being, efficient. We start on time, we finish early. There's never any downtime unless it's catastrophic. We lose internet, something's crazy. So
yeah, and that I mean, just the start on time aspect, as someone who's been to an awful lot of tournaments over the year, the start on time aspect seems to be what gets lost more than not. So it's just a little.
You're fully prepared. We are prepared, and we try to do things a certain way, and you just got to kind of stick to that. I mean, everybody has their own personal schedule, and the thing is, like, we're trying to manage thousands of people, right? So if you so we have it, we're very organized, we're very planned and prepared, and I have a phenomenal team of people, and I like to say, I mean, I'm just being honest. Nowadays, I'm the face of the organization. I shake hands and I kiss babies, but I'm not doing the heavy lift, and I did for years.
Mhm.
But nowadays, like, I rely on the team that I have, and they are phenomenal, and they make me look great. But they're behind the scenes. If you come to my tournaments, you'll know them, you'll recognize their face, or their names. But on the surface, if you're not at our events, or if you see me on the microphone, you know me. But I'm just the guy that gets the credit. But I can't give enough credit to the team of the people that I have behind me.
So April 23rd through 26th, Poseidon Duels and Opens at the Advent Fieldhouse. Anything I should have asked that I didn't?
We're still accepting registrations for teams, and especially for the individuals. And then it's open to the public. Yeah, there's a cost to get in admission wise, but we love to have people come in. But yeah, it's just been great. It's beautiful weather, and I love meeting new people and being a part of your community down there. And I thank you guys for welcoming us and supporting us.
Well, we love having you down here. Funny thing was, I was talking to Ray Lynn just a couple of days ago. She asked how you were doing. So, and that you were going to be well taken care of. So I hope we're doing all right without her around. And I look forward to catching up with you when you're down here.
Thank you so much, Jack.
Good talking to you.